Hello, hello. Welcome to Become
Hi.
One Flesh. This is Wifey Wednesdays, and I'm so excited. This is something that the Lord laid on my heart to do, to be an encouragement to the wives, and please don't think we forgot about the husbands. But this was something He gave me for the wives, and this is one of my dear sisters who I've had on before on my It Cost Me Everything page, and she shared her testimony as well. And so we're going to bring, have different people come on to kind of share some encouragement for our wives who are out there. And so we want to welcome our first guest, Christina Butler. Welcome.
Hi. I'm so glad to be back on again. It's so
Yes,
a
thank you.
pleasure to see you as always.
It is a pleasure to see you as well. But can you let us know, for those who don't know you, can you tell us a little something about yourself?
Of course. Like she said, my name is Christine Butler. I have been married for 7 years. February 16th made it 7 years for us. We have a blended family. He has three girls, twins, and our baby girl. And then we have the three boys, my son, and then our two together. Right now, I am a teacher's assistant going back to school for to become a guidance counselor. Just love God, love living, love my children. I love kids. And just learning how to grow, to mature, and just enjoying every single day that I'm on this beautiful earth.
Amen. That's it. That's it.
Yes.
So can you tell me how you and your husband met?
Okay, so we're gonna take it back in the day. We
Oh,
met actually in school. We used to ride the bus together, but I didn't pay him no attention, of course. Like I had no intentions of ever getting with him because he's younger than me. But it was back in, I want to say like 2013. I was on my way to work and I get a message and it says, "I just want you to know I have a crush on you." And at the time I was seeing someone. So I'm like, how do I respond to this? I was like, okay, thank you. I don't know how to respond. And he was like, take all the time you need. So we became friends again. We've been talking off and on from 2013 on up until his best friend ended up moving in the same apartment complex that I was living in. And before I knew it, everybody was hanging out, me, my friends, and him and his friends. Just like every time I looked, we was out meeting up at either my house or his best friend's house. And before you knew it, he asked me out. I thought he was playing because he did the out do you like me check yes or no type thing. So me, I'm silly too. So I checked yes, not thinking nothing of it. Then the next thing I know, he comes sits beside me and he was like, "My Christmas party is coming up and I want you to go with me." And I'm like, okay. And he's like, "I've never taken anybody with me to my job's Christmas party." So I'm like, this should be interesting. We went and the rest is history. We got together December 3rd, 2016, and we have been together ever since.
awesome, awesome. So what are some lessons, because you can speak to about this part that I don't think we've talked about, because my husband's children, they're grown, so he
Yeah.
doesn't have any small children. I don't have any children. So how were y'all able to work through having a blended family?
It's been tough, but one thing we gave our children a chance to be around each other a lot. Like his baby girl, I will never forget the day she came to my house. It was like she had known me all of her life. Like she just walked up my stairs, like this is her house and she runs it. And it was like, you know, it took off from there. And with the twins, it kind of took a little bit more time for them to come around. I guess they had to be sure that I wasn't just somebody that was going to be here today and gone tomorrow. And like with Khalil living in the house, Khalil actually got to spend more time and get to know him. So we just kind of did things where we included everybody, getting them, like spending the night and coming over on the weekends and stuff like that. And we just gave them time to come around. And I just made sure that I let his girls know that I was going to always treat them as if I had them myself, because when I married him, I also got them as well. So, and he's the same way. So we don't do step kids. You know, these are
Mhm.
our bonus kids. These are our kids. So when I refer to my babies, they're all included, you know? And so he also has another son that we didn't find out about until like a year after we got married. So, like I said, it's you have your ups and downs, and it can be challenging, but it can also be a beautiful experience if everybody can just listen to one another and put their feelings aside, you know. But when you have situations where I'm feeling some type of way, the other mom is feeling some type of way, then there's not going to be any coming together because we're not listening to the other person. And I won't say that every day was a good day because it wasn't. You know, I won't say that we've always gotten along because we haven't. I won't say that, you know, what you see is what happens all the time because it's not. There have been times where we've had the arguments. There have been times where we disagreed and I'm not listening to her, she's not listening to me. Or, you know, we have the instance where the child may say something and who doesn't want to believe their child, but then it's kind of like, okay, we got to investigate this further to find out, okay, is this what's really going on? You know, like so that we can make sure that the best is being done for everybody in the situation. And it's like, whew, I've had to grow a lot. I've had to learn that I can't always jump the gun a lot. And I also, these kids have taught me how to listen. They have taught me that it can't always be, I'm the parent and I'm going to tell you what to do. They've also taught me that their feelings are valid. And we may think we know, but we don't know because they don't always tell us everything, you know? And they have also taught me that you may think that they're not listening to you. You may think that they don't care, but they do. They just have their own ways of showing it. So it's a learning experience. It's taught me a lot about myself, a lot of things that I wish had been done with me as a child, you know. So I'm trying to reverse the curse, you know, where we listen more to the children and, you know, we still make sure that, yeah, we are the parents and we guide them correctly, but also teaching them how to be stable with their feelings and their emotions so that when they are out in the real world, they'll know how to handle themselves, you know. But we still have those typical, I don't want to hear what you're telling me because I think I know everything, or I don't want to hear what you're telling me because I'm the parent and I feel I have the right to tell you what to do. Like, we're still navigating through this, you know, like as we speak, you know what I'm saying? But it was a life changing moment for me. And honestly, I feel like if I didn't have God, if I didn't have the support team that I have, I don't think I would have been able to be in this relationship as long as I have been, because it is a lot when you're coming into a relationship and then you get married and you have this extended family. Because not only talking about finances, but when we going shopping, you got to have a whole lot more stuff in your buggy, and you have so many different personalities and everybody does things different, and you're having to pay attention to different children at the same time. It can be a lot and you're going to miss something. So it takes somebody who really has the heart, the dedication, the love to really just be like, I'm in it for the long haul and I care about you enough that I'm willing to grow with you. You know, so it's a journey. It's a
Wow, that's
journey.
good. That's good. And one thing I
Yes.
can say that well, you know, even when I was around you and you had your you know, your bonus daughter with you, I would have never known that wasn't yours because you treated her as if she was one of your children. I mean,
Yes.
you really y'all had that kind of relationship, and I think that's a wonderful thing to be able to have that. So let's what are some lessons you would say that you had to learn being a wife? What are some
Oh,
things, some points you can give or you can share about some lessons you've learned? Maybe one or two important lessons you may have learned about being a wife.
the most important lesson that I can say my husband has taught me, he used to always tell me, don't talk at me, talk to me. And sometimes when we get upset, we feel like we have the right to talk how we want to, but that's not true, because at the end of the day, he has feelings just the way that I have feelings. So it's like, if I want him to hear me, I have to respect him even when I'm upset, even when I feel like my feelings have been hurt. I still have to respect him so we can have that conversation to get it resolved. But if I'm yelling at him and I'm going da 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 da, and he shuts down, we can't get it fixed. The issue is still going to be there. So now the issue has gone from this big to this big, and it's going to keep escalating because I didn't take the time to sit down and say, I didn't like this situation, or this is how it made me feel. Or instead, I'm going, you're not going to tell me what to do, and da da da. So it took me a minute, because everybody know when I get upset, it's over. I don't want to hear nothing. I'm going to say what I got to say. But now that I've learned that our conversations and how we handle conflict is different. Like, sometimes I'm even amazed at how we could disagree on something, but the conversation, we have it and it's resolved and we're good. And it's like, man, this is what he meant by that. Oh, okay. All right. And letting him lead, not being afraid to let him be the man in the relationship. Because I was a single mom for a long time. So, excuse me, I'm used to handling things on my own, doing things on my own, trying to fix it, trying to do this and trying to do that. So it was hard to let him lead, because in my mind, he's younger than me. He ain't experienced. I done been on my own all this time. What can he teach me? He taught me a lot. He has taught me how to handle a lot of situations. Like, if I'm upset about something and I go and I talk to him about it, he helps me look at it in a calm view. And he always does this thing. Well, let me ask you this. How would you feel if this was blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, I don't want to admit it, but you're right. Because he doesn't jump. Like, he takes the time to like really think and process things, as opposed to me. Sometimes I just go from 0 to 100. So it's like we balance each other out, where, like, we're both goofy, like the joke and play around, but he's the more, it's going to take me a minute to get upset. But once I get upset, I have a reason to be upset, as opposed to me. I'm going to get upset and I'm a fuss and talk. And then once I calm down, then I'm able to be like, oh, okay, this is how that situation went. So he's taught me how to talk to him, even when upset. And he's taught me how to be calm and think things through before jumping the gun and making these rational decisions that I can sometimes make. So, and honestly, he's helped me to grow. I might as well be honest. He has really and truly helped me to grow and to mature. See, a lot of times we think because we don't cheat and because we cook and we clean, that makes us a good wife, but it's so much more to it than that. Like,
Yes.
can you pray for him when you don't like him? Can you still encourage him when y'all are like at the odds and you ready to put him out and he don't want to talk to you? Like, can you really, really have his back when he needs you to have it, even when you're unsure yourself? Like, it's so much. Like, you got to be able to heal so that you can be there for him, and vice versa. But we got to get out of this mindset. I don't cheat. I cook. I clean. I'm a good woman. Are you really? Are you really bringing more than just the three bottom? It's like, it doesn't even compare to everything else that comes with it. Like, and I used to think that way too. Oh, I'm a good wife. I don't cheat, but then I'm getting on your nerve and I'm saying things that I shouldn't be saying to you. How is that a good wife? How can I draw him into Christ when I'm telling him he's nobody? How am I drawing him to Christ when I'm saying you ain't gonna be nothing, you good for nothing, and this, that, and the third? That's not being a good wife. And the Bible tells us, if you want to draw them in, just be quiet. And that's something I'm still working on. I ain't about to sit here and act like I got it, because I don't. Because if I want you to do something, AC, do this. AC, do that. And he'd be like, woman, you know, we can laugh at it now. But one time it used to be like, ugh. But I'm learning that it takes more than cooking, cleaning, and not cheating to make you a good wife.
Come on.
How are you on his bad days? How are you when he's ready to quit? Can you be that sounding piece that he needs? Can you give him what he needs where he can still be the man, but you can still allow him to show his feelings and emotions without making him feel like less of a man? Can he literally just lay his head on your chest and cry? Without you, you a man. You ain't supposed to be crying. Or are you going to embrace him and be like, honey, it's okay. We're going to get through this together. It's okay for you to express how you feel. And that was another thing when we dealt with infidelity. And I used to always feel his feelings didn't matter. And so he told me, he was like, I stopped telling you how I felt because you would always tell me that I didn't have the right to feel that way. And I thought about that thing. And I said, you know what? You are so right. And I apologize. I should have never said that to you. Yes, I was hurt about what had occurred, but that still didn't mean that his feelings weren't valid. He's human, you know? So just like I'm hurt, he's feeling things too because he's looking at it like, here I go again, and I'm making decisions that I shouldn't make. And she's hurt, but now I'm still attacking him. How is that helping? It wasn't. And it took us a long time to get over that hill because I felt I had the right to attack him, but I didn't have that right. I'm not God. If I decided to stay, then that meant I was making the conscious decision to work through it. Not attack him, but to work through it. If I had a left, then that still was my decision, but that don't mean attack him because of it. Get to the root of the problem. What is the root of the problem? And I had to learn to listen to him, to hear what he's saying when he's not talking, to hear what he's saying when he's the most quietest in our house. And there are sometimes I have to be like, are you okay? And he'd be like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm like, are you sure? He'll be like, not really, but I'll be okay. And then after a while, he'll come to me and he'll be like, well, this is what happened. And now that we've learned to communicate, now it's nothing. Ooh, I got something to tell you when I get home. We say tea between us. We'll be like, oh, I got some tea for you.
Y'all
Like,
do that
oh,
too?
yes.
Boy, I be itching for him to walk in that door.
Oh, I got some tea for you. And he be like, oh, I got something to tell you. Like now we're excited to come to each other and be like, oh, I heard this. And let me tell you what happened to me at work today. That kind of thing. But that's how, once I started listening to him, that's how our relationship became. So I tell him a lot of times he made me grow up. He made me face all the trauma. He made me like really, really look at myself and be like, Christine, you ain't all of that. Not like how you thought you were. You ain't all of that. Because if you were, you would be past this already. So, and he pushes me to go to church.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be like, you need to go to church more. Like when I had stopped going, he would tell me that you need to go to church more. You need to get back into going to church. And
Mm-hmm.
I could tell that was one of the things that he loved about me was the fact that I stayed in church. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, God, let me get to where I need to be. So I'm working on it now. And I love that I can come home and share that with him. And
Mm-hmm.
he's just as excited as I am when I'm talking to him about service and, different things like that. So like I said, it's a journey, but it's a beautiful journey. It's an
That's it.
awesome journey. And, I'm thankful that I'm on it with him. And I honestly wouldn't have it any other way. Like, we have so much fun together.
Mm-hmm.
Like now that we kind of hit some of the hard surface, it's more relaxed around us now. It's not that atomic bomb or your friends don't know what they're gonna get when they come around because they don't know if you're gonna be good or if y'all gonna be fighting. Like it's a pleasure. We laugh, we have fun, we joke on each other, and it's a beautiful thing.
I can relate to so much of what you're saying because, like you said, marriage is such a journey. It is not a
Yeah.
race. It is a marathon. You will be working things out until y'all leave this earth. Seriously, it's like because
Yes.
you can jump over one hurdle and something else may come, but it's like you said, it's a beautiful journey, and that's a
Yes.
beautiful thing to have. To know, and people need to know this. Your
Yes.
spouse can be your best friend, okay? I
Yes.
keep saying this, it's
Yes.
like y'all are not enemies. And I know, and then I know can be challenges because people have different roles in their marriages. Maybe they may be facing, maybe there's a lot going on and they're not maybe as close as they used to be and stuff like that. But if the work is put in, you can get through it. Like you said, with y'all
Yes.
were able to get through it.
Hmm.
It took work, it took time, but y'all were able to get through it. So I just think some of the
Yes.
things you said were so wonderful, and some of the areas I'm
Yes.
working on too as well. Because you don't ever you don't finish working on things, you know. Because
No.
you may hit a bump in the road, be like, okay, I done went back a little bit, so now I got to get back on track with that. So that's just the
Yes.
wonderful thing about
Yes.
having a partner that loves you, though, because they will give you the
Hmm.
grace and the
Yes.
mercy to get through it. So it's like if
To get
we
through it.
receive that, we have to be willing to give the same thing as well. But sometimes we
Yep.
want it, but we don't want to
Yep.
give it. I done been guilty. I don't want to give it. I
I'm
mean, you give
guilty.
me 10
Lord,
strikes,
I'm
you get
guilty.
one hit,
Like,
I'm like,
you done messed up now. I don't want nothing
okay.
you gonna say. You ain't gonna tell me nothing. I don't care. Like, it was bad. It
Yeah, I
was
feel
bad.
you. But it is possible, to get
Yes,
through those
it
things.
is.
And so there was one thing you said when we did the interview before on another page, and you were saying how he was getting the healed version of you. I never forgot when you said that. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
When I say he's getting a healed version of me, that means he's getting the one that is more understanding, that realizes I don't have to be on defense all the time. That I'm not going to do everything right. So criticism is going to come and I have to be able to take it. Even on those moments when I don't want to hear it, I still have to listen because it could be something that could help me. So he's not getting that person that's on a rampage all the time. He's not getting that person that doesn't want to listen. He's not getting that person that feels she's always right, but he's getting that person that's, you're my partner and I care about how you feel, and how you feel matters. So now we can grow. Now we can face these things together, because now that I'm healing and now that I'm healed, I know you're not against me. You're with me. You're working with me and I'm working with you. So we've got this. When I was dealing with the things that I was dealing, nobody could tell me nothing. I didn't want to hear it. I was right. How I felt was right. And I didn't care who was against it. And I didn't care who said what. How I felt was how I felt. And I was on defense all the time, offended by everything. You could just tell me I had a spot on my shirt and I would have got offended. Like, why are you telling me I got a spot on my shirt? That type of thing. But now that I'm able to allow him to love me and know that I don't have to live in fear of him loving me and that I'm safe, it's easier for him to love me, because now I'm allowing him to love me, flaws and all. I'm not making it a fight for him, but I'm allowing him to love me. And because I'm allowing him to love me, he's allowing me to love him. So now we can love each other the way that we need to be loved.
I could have jumped to that screen when you said that. That is beautiful because that's exactly where I am right now. That's
Yes.
exactly where I am because we can put up a fight.
Yes.
Seriously, because of hurt and all this, we can put up a fight. But when you
Yes.
surrender,
It's so much better than fighting against it.
it is
And it
so much.
doesn't take so much energy, because
Yes.
now on my worst days, I know where I can go.
Come on.
When I'm having a rough day, I know exactly where and who I can go to. And that
Yes.
makes it even better. It makes all those bad days be okay, because now I don't look at him as just another enemy. I look at him as my safe place that
That's
I
right.
can go to, laying my head on his shoulder, him joking on me and I'm joking on him, but it's all in good fun, and him making sure that I'm okay and me making sure that he's okay. Like, it's just a beautiful thing. Like, I can't wait to get home in the evening times, because I know he's gonna be coming home soon, and I can't wait to see him because I know we're gonna have a good time together. That kind of thing. As opposed, some when we were offended, it's like, I don't want to see you, I don't want to talk to you, leave me alone. But now it's different. Like, even if I try to get mad at him sometimes, I can't even do it, because he gonna do something to make me laugh, and I'm gonna be looking at him like, really? And he just gonna be like, yes. and then I'm gonna forget what I'm mad about because he done made me laugh, you know? So it's a beautiful journey, a peaceful journey. Like I just thinking about it, I'm just like, man, I never would have thought that young man from Early Branch would have been the one that would have like just turned my life around completely, you know? And I tell him all the time, my grandma would have loved him and she would have loved knowing that I'm with him and that I'm a part of his family because he comes from a good family. And what I love about them, if they have something going on, you ain't gonna know nothing about it. They deal with it behind closed doors. And when they're facing the public, they love each other. You ain't gonna know nothing and you ain't gonna be able to come between them. Like they give the kind of love that you want to come from. And that's what he comes from. He comes from a family of love and structure and stability. You know, he may have been the wild child, but at the end of the day, I can honestly say you can tell by the officer that he is that he comes from a good family background. And I'm just like, I feel like I was blessed in more than one way by marrying him. You know, with the girls, they're amazing. I love those girls so much, you know, and his mom and his family, all of them. Like I just love them because they love me. And Khalil is not a bonus. Khalil is not a stepchild. That's their grandchild. That's their cousin, their nephew. Like there is no mention of a step or a bonus. We're family, and I love that. And it's just like they're part of the healing too because I can go to them and know that they're going to be honest with me. And when I was hurting, I couldn't see that. I just thought that's your child, that's your family, you're going to take up for them. I wasn't really bracing the fact that they were trying to get me to calm down and think about what I was saying, think about what I was doing. I was just, oh, that's your blood. Of course you're going to take up for them. And that's not what they were doing, you know? So I feel blessed and I don't want to waste this blessing by being crazy, you know? And I have my moments, but I don't want to waste it because this is a beautiful thing. Beautiful.
Amen. Amen. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, what in closing, what advice would you give to those wives out there that may be going through a rough time in their marriage right now? Maybe they're at a crossroads or they're just not sure what they're going to do. What advice would you give them?
Pray, seek God, heal from whatever it is that you are carrying, heal from it. Don't make no rash decisions. Heal first and let God direct you on your path because sometimes we can jump and be like, I'm leaving. And that's not what God intended for you because by you staying and by you praying, that can show him a love that maybe he's never experienced. And it can also help you to grow because now y'all are going through this together. So don't be so quick to jump, don't be so quick to move. Pray, seek God first, and heal. And surround yourself with people who are not going to say, oh, girl, you need to leave him. But surround yourself with people who are going to tell you, go to God. And I must say, I've had that. So surround yourself with people who are truly about serving God. That's going to tell you, don't you make no rash decisions. Don't you leave yet. You go and you pray and you seek God. That's your husband. That's not your boyfriend. That's not a fiance, but that's your husband. Y'all are in a covenant. And once you've done that, you and your husband will be able to face anything. I'm telling you, I could share so much and it'll be like, what? But it was by the grace of God. And because I had those wise women in my ear, don't you move. You pray and you seek God before you make any decision. And one in particular, she told me, she said, Christine, take some time for yourself. Don't think about the situation. Don't say nothing to him. You pray and let God heal you. And then you go from there. And that was the best advice I could have ever had. So that's the same advice I would give to the next. It may seem hard, it may feel hard, and it is hard, but God bared it on the cross for us. So give it to him and let him lead you, because this could be the change that both you and your spouse need in order for your marriage to work.
Like you
Yeah.
said, change begins with us because sometimes we don't think we're a part of the problem,
Mm-mm.
but
We
many
think we the
times
solution.
we do contribute to it, and we don't
Yeah.
realize that there are some areas in us that need to be healed. Seriously.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so
And
I
until you
love what you said.
Yeah, and until you realize that, your problems will never go away, because you're going to continue to think that you're not the problem, and 95% of the time we are the problem because of how we think, and because of sometimes our girlfriends telling us, "Girl, if that was me, I wouldn't take that," but you're not me. So, let's handle this the correct way. Marriage is a serious thing. Yes, it is, but it doesn't have to be as hard and complicated as a lot of us make it.
Amen. Amen. Well, I've enjoyed this. You dropped some great nuggets, and I thank you so much again for
Yeah,
coming on. I hope this
I am.
encouraged you all, you wives out there. I hope you all
Yeah,
are encouraged as a result of this broadcast. So, Lord
yes,
willing, we'll be on. Probably do this about maybe once a month, and I'll come on as well and share some things that I'm learning and have learned, and I have others come on as the Lord leads to share this thing as well. But please be sure to share this broadcast with those who need
yes,
encouragement, and to know that you can reach out to us. This is what we're here for. You can reach out to Christine. You can reach out to
yeah,
myself. And so if you need some encouragement or whatnot, we are in this thing together. So I
yeah.
thank you all so much for watching us, and we will see you next time. God bless.
Bye.